My name is John Houtman. I'm president of Research Institute for Genetic and Human Therapy, which we call RIGHT.
And my name is Mike Richards. I'm a volunteer fundraiser for RIGHT, raising money for a new innovative drug coming to the marketplace.
For over 20 years, RIGHT, which is a not-for-profit corporation, has been raising money to fund the research and development of novel cures and therapies for HIV. I'm teaming up with Michael to raise $1.5 million to fund the development of a new therapy which we believe will be a functional cure for HIV.
As a hospice volunteer for over a decade, I took care of many terminally ill HIV/AIDS patients. So this is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart.
The $1.5 million will be used to fund the clinical studies which are necessary before we launch in-human clinical trials. All of the money will go towards funding these preclinical studies. RIGHT is manned by volunteers. None of the money raised will be used to pay salaries or overhead.
The drug is developed by an Italian company called ViroStatics, co-founded by Dr. Franco Lori. And Dr. Franco Lori has been an AIDS researcher for well over 30 years. In just a few moments, Dr. Lori will tell you about his new drug.
Some of you may ask, why is RIGHT raising money through donation to fund the development of this drug? Why isn't ViroStatics raising money through venture capitalists? That's a very good question, and the answer is straightforward. RIGHT needs to control the development of this drug to maximize the likelihood that the drug is developed, approved, and reaches the market to help those in need. If ViroStatics raises money through venture capital, there's absolutely no guarantee this will happen.
Dr. Lori will now tell you about his drug. But before then, we'd like you to consider donating to RIGHT to help bring this drug to the marketplace.
Please donate generously. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Franco Lori, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer at ViroStatics. I spent the last 30 years of my life to fight HIV. And together with my colleagues, we achieved remarkable results and managed to transform an infection that was deadly into a one that can be controlled for life. There is a price to pay for that, however, and the price is a daily exposure to drugs that are expensive, sometimes toxic, and one has to take on a regular basis. I think it is time to move beyond it. It is time to cure HIV. It is time to cure HIV. The obvious question is, why couldn't we cure HIV before? And there is a reason for that. HIV is a very clever virus. Goes and hides into the same cells that are supposed to fight it. Like a Trojan horse. And it stays there all life long. And it spreads around, establishing what we call reservoir, which is the obstacle to cure. Now we think and we believe that we have now a proper drug to be able to eradicate HIV. Because that drug does three things. First, it prevents the expansion and the spreading of the virus from one cell to another one. Now there is nothing new here, because all available drugs do that very well. But what the available drugs don't do, and our drug does, is to prevent the expansion of the cells that are infected by the virus. And also, our drug does something that other drugs don't do. It fights a characteristic of HIV, which is to prevent the killing of the infected cell. As I said, the virus is very clever. So it hides into a cell, and even if it is not able to spread around because we have the proper drugs to prevent that, it will expand with the cell and will prevent the killing of that cells. We are acting on to these two mechanisms, and this is something that other drugs are not able to do. Because of that, we believe that we are at the verge of a major change in HIV therapy. When I started working on HIV was killing. And every year in Washington, D.C., parents, relatives, friends of HIV-infected people who died would gather and bring a kilt and lay it on the mall in Washington, D.C. And the picture would be becoming larger and larger every year. Right now, the progress has been remarkable. People are treated, people survive, people live a long life with the virus. Help us reaching the last and ultimate step. Cure HIV, eradicate the virus. Can we do it? Why not? Until 1 or 2 years ago, it was simply impossible to conceive that a chronic viral infection could be cured and the virus eradicated. Our colleagues working on HCV, hepatitis C virus, proved us wrong. A chronic virus can be cured. If our colleagues did it with HCV, we want to do it with HIV. Please help us doing so.